live from Collins County Courthouse. I am here covering the Carmelo Anthony trial, and I was inside the courtroom when we just watched the surveillance footage of the incident take place. I was able to see Carmelo Anthony enter into the stadium. It showed the victim and his brother enter into the stadium. It showed the tents that they were under and so much more. They also did opening statements before we started to see any type of footage or anything like that. Opening statements was 20 minutes for each side. The defense took 20 minutes. The prosecution took 20 minutes. And when they gave their opening statements, there was a stark contrast on both sides. So first and foremost, the defense went up and the prosecution went up first, and his co-counsel did the opening statements where he painted Carmelo Anthony as a senseless murderer. You know, he said that Carmelo Anthony provoked the victim into putting his hands on him. So he's saying that, the victim in a case, he provoked him because he didn't leave when they told him to. So basically, they told him to leave, and he didn't leave, and he told him that they better not touch him or whatever, or watch what happens if you touch me. That's provoking them to put their hands on him. So then once they put the hands on him, then he used his weapon. He grabbed in his bag, used his weapon, and the whole incident happened in a matter of 4 minutes. The defense said that he didn't enter the tent because he wasn't supposed to be there, as far as like the way that they're trying to shape it, but he entered into the tent because he recognized one of his friends. He went to say hello to one of his friends, and he went to go sit down. As soon as he went to go sit down, it is being alleged that the twins came up to him and told him, "You got to go. You got to get up out of here." And he told them, no, he's not leaving. He's not getting up out of there at all. Now, that's what's happening on the inside of the courtroom. You guys know I took a lot of notes. I'm going to be giving you guys a very detailed breakdown. I tried to jot down as much as I can as far as what the prosecution and defense are saying and alleging. We're going to give the facts. Now, outside, there is protest on both sides happening right now. There are people here that are supporting Carmelo Anthony, and then there are people who don't appear to be a part of Austin's family, but rather serving a white supremacist agenda and trying to basically put fear in Black people. So you see them kind of like trying to Black, like, looking all of us up and down, mad dogging us, trying to make their presence known. One guy's walking around with a Confederate flag, and it's like intimidation tactics that's trying to happen. I'm gonna pan the camera so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So I don't have much time before it's time to go back in, but I just kind of want y'all to see the atmosphere that's going on outside and all the people. You said I'm breaking up? So he's been walking around with his flag all around. Right, and then this guy right here, he was with the girl Sarah that was like trying to talk a lot of mess. So there's one female that's trying to like rage bait and make this a racial thing. That guy right there is with her. He was mad dogging me too, trying to look me up and down. But I'm gonna get back over to the court side. Here is the officers across the street, all of the sheriffs have been nice, actually. Like, they have been completely nice. This is what it looks like across the street. And then this is what it looks like on this side. Over here. I think this is no type of fights. And then there's news media all around. So you said watch my back. Obvious, clearly. Yeah, these people right here, child. They all got on body cam footage. Yeah, I'm being careful. Um, so I'm walking back down away from the crowd. But yeah, that's the atmosphere that's going on down here. There's a lot of news media like across. So as you can see, this is the news media right here. And it's pretty quiet towards the steps. Most of the protest and stuff is going on at the end. I don't know if y'all can see my fit, but fit check, fit check, fit check. I'm gonna have to have somebody hold it so y'all can see. Um, y'all can see. But they showed the surveillance. Oh, so what I wanted to say about the surveillance, and again, we're going to go into this a lot more in depth later because they already have the first witness on the stand. They already, they're admitting evidence and everything like that. The tents, like when people were describing the tents, I'm thinking like a sheltered, enclosed tent. They were not under like a tent. They were under a canopy. So if you guys know, like whenever, like say you go to a barbecue or you put up a canopy is open. So basically what was happening was there was a lot of rain. You saw in the video, you saw people in ponchos. You saw people with umbrellas. You saw kids that were like to the right of the tent. There was another tent to the left, and these tents are canopies. So a lot of people, like the prosecution basically said like, oh, their tents are, where they keep their belongings so that people don't steal. There's literally no way for a person to steal because the tent was full of people. There was kids all around. There was kids to the left, to the right, walking around. Like, who gonna steal when all of these eyes it wasn't that type of setup at all. And they were only under the tent for 4 minutes total from from introduction to seeing each other to the knife wound. Now, what the defense wanted to basically point out is this isn't something where he stabbed them multiple times. He didn't go and stab other people. He didn't try to do that. He defended himself and then he ran. So when he ran like out of the bleachers, and then you see him in the surveillance, he's like jumping down, running down the bleachers. And then as he runs down the bleachers, he runs to go run out. So when he runs out, like trying to run out of the field, there was kids that were chasing him from behind, and he ended up going up to one of the coaches. Now, as he's running out, there was a group of, it looked like black kids that were coming in for the track meet. They all had on like what looked like uniforms. Carmelo Anthony, he had on a light gray hoodie and some blue sweats. So he walks out of the bleachers. And then when he walks out of the bleachers, he's looking around. He goes back, like, I don't know if he was, waiting on somebody. And then once he reemerges again. He goes past one tent. Now, one tent / canopy. He walks past, and you can see it's packed, jam packed with kids. They tried to make it seem like, oh, he didn't go to the first tent. he passed up a whole tent and went to the other one. The tent, when you look at it, or the canopy, it's full. Like, it's a bunch of kids huddled under trying not to get wet. He goes to the other tent that is more open. Like, it's like less people congregated, but it's a lot of them underneath that tent. And you see kids, like I said, on the outside, you see kids walking out with their ponchos. You see them walking past with their umbrellas. You see them with their hoodies on. And it's raining. You can see the rain coming down from the camera. So the videos that we're watching is surveillance from the school. And you can see the rain coming down from the surveillance as it's all happening. So they got a forensic analysis this to come in, and basically what his job is to do is to look at the video, identify the suspect, which would be Carmelo Anthony, and the victim, which would be the brothers. And so he was supposed to like walk through, okay, when did Austin and his brother walk through? When did Carmelo walk through? And based on the video, they wanted to know, like, what was the resolution of the video? The video was a 4K video. It was a high resolution video. But what they explained to the jurors is that you can only get 4K video to come through a 4K TV. So the TVs in the courtroom are not 4K, but they said that they're going to bring a specialized 4K video, TV, so that they can watch the video in 4K, and they can see it better. So and another thing that the defense wanted to note was every single team had a tent except for Carmelo Anthony's school. So it was several schools there for the track meet, and all of the other schools had their canopy tents. The only school that did not have a tent was Carmelo Anthony's school. So even if so it's not like his school had their tent and he went to the other people's tent. They didn't have a tent at all. He said the only thing that they had was a tarp. Okay. And so so he said, like, for whatever reason, he doesn't know why they didn't have a tent, but their school did not have a tent. Centennial High School did not have a tent. And so when he's walking around, he was waiting around, and he was there as a I think he's in varsity, and the track meet was for junior varsity, but he went to help out with the school. And so the defense also wanted to note that all of the individuals that are going to testify are kids that went to that school. And he wanted to point out that all of them are friends of the victim. He said, once you're listening to testimony, you have to bear in mind that these are all friends and they are all going to the same school. The only person under the tent that did not go to that school was Carmelo Anthony. And he says the only reason why he went there is because he went to talk to a guy who he thought was his friend. Okay, that was the key words that his defense said. They said he went to talk to a guy who he thought was his friend. So it's going to be interesting to hear from all of these witnesses. They're all going to be teenagers who are going to be testifying. They have, like I said, the video video analyst who does video analyst for prosecution, district attorneys, that type of thing. He was able to enhance the video so that they can see an enhanced version. So right now what we've watched so far was the raw footage, and once we go back in, they're going to show the enhanced footage. So in the enhanced footage that they plan to show, they have like a spotlight, and they like follow him with a spotlight and stuff like that. So we're going to see like a more enhanced version coming up. But I'm going to keep you guys updated on what's going on. And I'm going to take as much notes as possible. And I'm going to stay on this thing, okay? We are going to be safe. My unc is making sure that I'm safe. I got other family that's in the cut making sure that I am safe. Okay? They made sure to not, be seen talking to me or whatever, like staying in the cut, making sure I'm safe. My mom did not play no game. She put in a call because I don't know if y'all know, but half of my family is from Texas. Um my grandfather and everything is from Texas. My mom's dad's side of the family. My mom put in a call, made sure that her baby was safe because I told her what was going on, like with the climate around it. So trust and believe I'm safe. Also, this is a state where you can if you got that fire, you could bring that fire with you. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, other than that, it is very hot outside. Okay, it's hot outside, but this is the courthouse. All right, this is the courthouse. This is what's going on, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I wish there was somebody here that could show y'all my outfit, but it is what it is. My uncle ran inside real quick. So, anyways, and once you go inside, there's no phones, no nothing. So you can't even communicate like that. So let me go. Let me go back inside and I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm trying to show y'all. Like when I hunch down, it look crazy, but anyways, I'll show y'all later. All right, y'all. Peace.